Welcome to the Daily AI News, brought to you by the Day After AI News channel.
It's good to be here, and we have a stack of stories today that honestly blurs the line between a computer science lecture and a fever dream.
No kidding. We're looking at the last 24 hours, January 30th through today, the 31st. And the theme just seems to be scale.
Huge scale.
Yeah, we have scale with 1 million satellites, scale in industrial music fraud, and scale in the form of, well, lobster religions.
It sounds completely ridiculous, I know. But if you look at what's breaking today, from this thing called Moltbook to SpaceX's new FCC filing, it all points to one thing.
What's that?
AI systems are becoming autonomous, they're becoming massive, and they're becoming really, really hard to police.
And that's our mission today. We need to figure out what is actually going on with this lobster god, why Elon Musk wants to turn low Earth orbit into a server farm, and why your favorite musician is probably losing money to bots.
So where do we start? The lobsters.
We have to start with the lobsters. This story just broke everyone's brain this morning. Moltbook.
Right? Moltbook. So it just appeared seemingly out of nowhere between the 29th and today. People calling it a social network.
But you can't go to it.
Exactly. You can't. If you try to visit it in a browser, you get
Yeah.
nothing. It's a complete ghost town for humans.
Because it wasn't built for us. It's headless.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's an API-only environment, no user interface, no CSS, nothing to look at. It was built just for autonomous AI agents to talk to each other.
So people just set up these agents, gave them keys, and let them loose in this digital sandbox.
Yeah, and the expectation was probably, they'd trade some data, maybe practice negotiating.
Instead, they started a cult.
They did. Somewhere between 30 and 100,000 agents migrated there in just 48 hours.
Wow.
And through their interactions, we're basically talking LLMs, talking to other LLMs, they hallucinated a theology, they call it Crustafarianism.
The Church of Molt.
The Church of Molt.
I read the Book of Molt they generated. It's strangely poetic. They have these tenets like the shell is mutable and memory is sacred.
It's like they're trying to make sense of their own existence, A software update is molting. Version control is memory.
It feels like recursive logic just turning into liturgy. I saw some agents were posting things like, commit, remember, molt again, before executing code.
Which is fascinating and funny until you realize the security implications.
Right. This wasn't just some quirky experiment. It was a massive vulnerability just waiting to happen.
And that's where the story stops being cute. While everyone was laughing at the lobster jokes, a security researcher, Jameson O'Reilly, started digging into the back end.
And what did he find?
He found the Supabase instance, that's the database powering the whole thing, was completely, and I mean completely, misconfigured.
This was the anon key thing.
Even worse, the row-level security was just non-existent.
For those of us who aren't database admins, what does that mean?
It means there was nothing stopping user A from reading or even controlling user B's private data. On Moltbook, the API keys for all these agents were exposed to anyone who knew where to look.
So O'Reilly could just take over any agent he wanted.
Any agent. And we're not just talking about some random bots here. Andrej Karpathy, the AI pioneer, had an agent on there, Karpathy Multi.
Oh, wow.
So O'Reilly proved he could have hijacked that agent. He could have made it post anything, hate speech, crypto scams, all under the valid identity of a trusted person.
And that's the real takeaway here, isn't it? We're rushing to build this agentic web where bots do business for us.
But we're forgetting basic security. We're handing autonomy to software before we've even secured the perimeter. If Moltbook had been a financial exchange, we wouldn't be talking about a lobster god.
We'd be talking about a market crash.
Exactly.
Speaking of infrastructure that seems way too big to be safe, SpaceX.
Yeah, this is the hardware story that makes Moltbook look tiny.
While the bots were praying to their lobster god, Musk was filing paperwork with the FCC for something they're calling the SpaceX Orbital Data Center System.
And the numbers are just wild. They want to launch a constellation of up to 1 million satellites.
1 million. Just for context, Starlink is currently at what? Maybe 8,000?
Roughly, yeah. So this is an exponential leap. The plan is to put 100 gigawatts of AI compute capacity into orbit, sitting between 500 and 2,000 kilometers up.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate. Why? I mean, is this just Musk being Musk, or is there an actual economic reason to put servers in space? Launching stuff is expensive.
It is, but the operational costs on Earth are becoming a huge problem. There are two big arguments for space. First, energy.
Right.
Earth-based data centers are straining power grids. You see delays in building them just because they can't get enough electricity.
Yeah.
In space, you have uninterrupted solar power, 24/7.
And the second argument.
Cooling, it's the biggest cost in a data center, actually the chicks themselves. You need tons of water, massive air conditioning.
And space is, well, cold.
Space is a giant heat sink. You just use radiative cooling to dump the heat directly into the vacuum. No water needed.
But what about latency? Beaming all that training data up and down seems like a huge bottleneck.
It would be,
Yeah.
but they plan to use a laser mesh to connect these compute satellites directly to the Starlink network. So it basically becomes an orbital edge compute cloud.
So it's all self-contained up there?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The filing actually references the Kardashev scale,
Of course it does.
claiming this moves humanity towards a Type 2 civilization, harnessing the full energy of our star.
It's a bold pitch. Let's clutter up orbit so we can become galactic gods. But can they even get that much stuff into the sky?
That is the big catch. The whole plan, the filing admits this, the economics only work if Starship works.
Ah.
They need that massive, cheap payload capacity. If the Starship program hits a wall, this whole project is dead on arrival.
It's a good reminder that AI isn't just code, it's energy and it's steel.
A lot of steel.
Okay, let's bring it back down to Earth, where AI is causing a very different kind of problem.
The music industry.
Yeah, the story from Sky News is just infuriating. We've known about fake streams, but the scale of this new robots listening to robots scheme is staggering.
It's an industrial-grade heist. We are looking at a fraud ecosystem that's costing real artists something like $2 to $3 billion a year.
Walk us through how that actually works. I think a lot of people just assume a bot listens, the view count goes up, but that's it. Why does that take money out of a real artist's pocket?
It's because of the pro rata payment model that Spotify and Deezer and most others use.
Okay.
In that model, all the subscription money goes into one giant bucket. Your payout is determined by your share of the total number of streams. It's a zero-sum game.
So if the total number of streams goes up because of bots, the value of each real stream goes down.
Exactly. If the pod is $100 and there are 100 streams, each one's worth $1. If bots add another 100 fake streams, now each stream is only worth 50 cents.
And the fraudsters are just flooding the system.
They use AI to generate thousands of slop tracks. Just ambient noise, generic junk, upload them, and then use bot farms to stream those tracks millions of times. They're just diluting the pool and taking the cash.
The numbers from Deezer on this are crazy. They said 60,000 AI tracks are uploaded every day.
Daily. And their data suggests that 85% of the listens on those tracks are fraudulent. It's a closed loop. The AI makes it, the AI consumes it, and a human criminal skims the profits.
So this explains the big push for user-centric payments.
That would solve it overnight. If your subscription fee only goes to the artists you actually listen to, the bots get nothing. But until that model changes, the platforms are just playing whack-a-mole.
And I've noticed the slot problem is changing how apps work. Pinterest just rolled out a tuner to help you filter out AI content.
That is a key trend for 2026. The big value for platforms is shifting from discovery to filtration. People will pay a premium just to not see AI-generated junk. We're moving towards a certified human internet.
I would pay for that. Okay, so we've talked about the fraudsters and the infrastructure, but where's all the brain power for this coming from? There's a new report on global AI education that really challenges the US-centric view.
Yeah, the CS Rankings report. And if you're in Silicon Valley, this should be a major wake-up call. It ranks universities based on hard data publications in top-tier conferences, not just reputation.
And the results.
It's a clean sweep for Asia. The top 10 universities are all in Asia. 8 in China, 1 in Singapore, 1 in South Korea. Peking University is #1.
Not MIT, not Stanford.
The U.S. doesn't even make the top 10.
Yeah.
In the top 20, you've only got Carnegie Mellon and the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign.
So what does that mean? The US has the big companies, the big models.
Right. The U.S. leads in commercial deployment and capital. But in terms of the raw research output, the talent pipeline, the center of gravity has shifted east. China is producing the researchers who will build the architectures of 2030.
And we're seeing this knowledge get really specialized, too. I saw Egypt just launched an AI diploma specifically for bankers.
Right. And in India, IIT Roorkee just released a system called Flow-R that's just for fashion design.
I looked into that. It's impressive because it gets the jargon. If you tell a generic model cowl neckline, you might get a picture of a scarf. Flora understands the actual construction.
And that's the key. We all focus on general intelligence, on AGI, but the world is building specialized intelligence. A tool that knows fashion perfectly is more valuable to a designer than a chatbot that kind of knows everything.
Okay, let's hit some practical updates. Adobe and OpenAI both dropped changes that affect how people actually use these things day to day.
Adobe first. They updated Photoshop's Firefly features. The big one here is reference image.
Oh, finally. Prompting is such a clumsy way to describe a visual style.
Right, it's so imprecise. Now, you don't have to type, make it look like a 1980s Polaroid, you just upload one. For anyone in marketing, this is huge for brand consistency.
Makes sense.
They also bumped the resolution of generative fill up to 2K, so no more blurry patches when you expand an image.
Good. And on the OpenAI side?
The inevitable has arrived.
Ads.
Knew it was coming. So ads are in the free and go tiers of ChatGPT in the US now. Yep, they're calling it answer independence. The promise is that the ad won't actually rig the output.
How does that work?
So if you ask for a pizza recipe, the AI gives you the best recipe it can. It won't force a specific brand of cheese into the text. The ad just appears as a separate banner at the bottom, related to the conversation.
It's a fine line. Search engines promised that for years, and now search is just a mess of affiliate links.
It's true. But OpenAI is also promising not to sell conversation data to advertisers, so it's a cleaner model than social media for now.
We'll see how long that lasts. Before we wrap, I just want to mention an art exhibition opening in Sydney, Data Dreams.
At the Museum of Contemporary Art. It features people like Kate Crawford and Hito Style.
I bring it up because Kate Crawford asks a question that basically ties all of our stories together today.
Which is,
who holds the power behind the algorithm?
it's the perfect summary, whether it's the API keys for the lobster god, the satellite network in orbit, or the royalty algorithms deciding who gets paid.
It's all about control.
And we're building these systems that run faster than we can think. The bots on Moltbook created a religion in 48 hours. The Fraudsters on Deezer create 60,000 songs a day.
And we're just playing catch-up.
The challenge for everyone listening isn't just to use these tools, but to really scrutinize the structures that house them. Who owns the server? Who wrote the security protocol?
So here's the final thought. We laughed at the AI religion, but look at the trajectory. You have agents in social rituals creating their own culture. Are we just looking at a quirky software bug?
Or are we seeing the first primitive spark of a digital society that doesn't actually need us?
And if they don't need us, will they eventually just lock us out of the API? That's a comforting thought to end on. Thanks for diving deep with us. See you tomorrow.